Hi, and welcome back to Winter Wonderland Zoo. This area right here will be a habitat for the red-crowned crane. Now, earlier on, I had 3 consecutive episodes where I built a, let's say, Northern European style farm. Now, I'm going to be spending another 3 episodes on quite a different geographical theme, namely Japan. Starting with the red crane today. Tomorrow I will be putting in a Japanese-inspired tea house, and I'm saying Japanese-inspired, not Japanese, because I don't really know enough about Japan or about Japanese culture to necessarily build something that's real. Anyway, the day after that, we are putting in the Japanese macaque. And that is macaque as in monkey, not macaw as in a parrot, because unfortunately we still do not have those. But one can hope, and one does hope, because one, and one is me, really wants birds. You all know that. Yeah, it's not a surprise. Anyway. As I was saying, what I know about Japanese culture is pretty much limited to what I found online today. With regards to Christmas, what I found out is that despite the fact that fewer than 1% of the population are Christian, Christmas is celebrated in Japan. Sort of. Because of course there are differences. One big difference is that they don't get any days off from work or school. So there's no such thing as a Christmas vacation. Also, the celebration is pretty much limited to December 24th. For the Americans among you, that'll seem super weird because to you, it's all about Christmas Day and Christmas morning and the 25th. But to me as a Scandinavian, I mean, that's what we do, so not that weird. A thing that does seem weird to a Scandinavian, though, is that Christmas is not considered a family holiday. Christmas is a holiday that you spend with maybe your friends, maybe you spend it together as a couple. And gifts are not necessarily part of the deal. Sometimes children will get presents, but that's really more of a New Year's thing in Japan. Now, without importing any of the religious aspects of the holiday, there are traditions that have translated extremely well to Japanese winter. And the main one is lighting. Because Japan already has a huge tradition of illumination. The winter can get really dark. As a Scandinavian, I completely understand that. The idea of having extra lights everywhere just makes a cold, gray, and unpleasant season so much more bearable. And Japan is one of the countries that does that best. They will have these giant displays with hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of LED bulbs. And later on in this video, I have tried to bring some of that into this zoo. Now, some of you might think the whole idea of Christmas without, the word, it's Christ Mass. So doing that without the religious aspects actually makes a tremendous amount of sense. Because before there was Christ Mass, there was Yule, which is I guess you call it pagan, the North European, Scandinavian, Germanic celebration of the winter solstice. Because what happens this time of year is that it keeps getting darker and darker until it doesn't. And if you live far enough north that the stark words "winter is coming" fills you with literal dread, the idea of light returning, the idea of the days slowly getting longer, is glorious. And what better way to celebrate that than by bringing a pine tree, green all year round, into the living room to remind us that life goes on. Putting lights on it to remind us that the sun will return. Eating good food. Spending time doing things that make us warm and happy. I mean, honestly, can you think of one culture where that wouldn't work? I mean, except maybe for places where you don't want to be warmer than you already are. But then, I guess, yeah. Let's watch the video. Whee! Look at the birds! I still wish they could fly. Oh yeah, I deleted the nests from the penguin habitat, but I brought them over here instead. Because cranes do in fact lay eggs in nests, unlike the penguins. Yeah, no, we're not done. Promise you lights, you're getting lights. Those birds were just a quiet interlude because they're birds, and birds deserve all the interludes. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, this is a giant LED Christmas tree. And that was an unintentional rhyme. I don't actually know how many of these I put in there, but a lot. And they're also not the only light thing that I built. I did attempt a candy cane because those light thingamabobs also come in a curved version, but the candy cane turned out extremely ugly, so I just deleted it. Yeah, that thing was kind of a pain. Mostly because I didn't know what I was doing when I started out. I have a brain that thinks planning is overrated, but then when I start doing stuff without planning it first, I get frustrated. Humans don't make sense. That right there is beginning to, though. Look at that. I honestly never really thought I would have a use for those weird-looking flower lamps, but they kind of make sense here. I mean, flowers might not be super Christmassy in a Western perspective, but this is not a Western perspective. This is a light show. And if we're celebrating the fact that winter is slowly fading, we need flowers.
And birds.
Maybe I should have made them white so they could look like snowbells, because those are the first flowers we get in the spring. More trees. Yeah, that was a flicker fest. In fact, any advice to make that stop would be much appreciated. Birds. And apart from the birds, I have some other animals to show you that are almost as cute. Because we got babies. Look at that little guy eating snow for some reason. Nah. And look at the puppy. They are called puppies when they're wolves, right? Yeah, they are. See you tomorrow. Bye.